Every death means a new hero. No mains, no second chances. From tanks to supports to DPS chaos, we're playing the entire roster. Welcome to Plunger Power, where a tiny pixel cat with a plunger on its head somehow survives competitive Overwatch. Let the swapping begin. Alright, welcome back to the series where every death means a new hero. Episode 3. It marks the beginning of using the DPS heroes, so we're going to start it off with Bastion. This should be a good time. It's about to get a lot more chaotic. One bad fight, one missed shot, and I'm probably going to be swapping to another damage hero. Let's see how far I can make it using the DPS roster. We're starting off on a map here, Hollywood. We're going to go left to right on the roster, so we're going to start off with Bastion. We're going to get right up into it. This first choke normally takes a while, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up a little bit. When I first look up here, I do see their tank, a JunkRat, and I think I saw their support. I wasn't too sure. This fight goes on for quite a while. Just holding this position, not trying to overextend as I don't want to fall over so early, since Bastion is going to be a huge character against this comp. We back up, making sure we are staying nice and healthy. Fight goes on for quite a while with nothing really happening, no picks, almost got a few eliminations here and there, but nothing too crazy. I notice our life gripper on a platform up there, I start shooting him, he hops down along with their Bastion. I get my ult, I go ahead and pop it, which starts a series of events. They decide to pop all their ults and go full defensive mode. However, our tank just rushes straight in there. Hopefully we can get this. I decide to melt their tree to eliminate their healing power. We then focus the tank falls down, and we are able to just secure the point for the most part. After we secured that, we managed to secure the point completely. Getting the first checkpoint is a huge push. Nothing too much happens here. I decided to hop up on this little pedal, try to get some damage from above. We almost get the elimination on that Bastion. My teammate finds it, which is extremely helpful. Not too much happening in this situation here. We're just kind of playing defensively. I managed to moonwalk that ult, and yeah, life's good. I decided to destroy that JunkRat trap that I just threw down, making sure that none of our teammates step on it. However, I fall over, and this is my first death. Switching over to Emre. Emre is a very strong character, and I'm hoping that this life lasts a long time as well. We missed some shots on the life gripper, but that's fine. We decide to head up, and we're greeted with a tire straight to the face, already ending Emre. So we hop over to JunkRat. Getting right back into the fight, we just start lobbing grenades. I'm not the best JunkRat player, so yeah, enjoy this. I decided to fast forward it because not a whole lot happened. This fight goes on for a very long time. I decide to hop up onto the high ground. Our life gripper uses their ult, and I just hold that position until we manage to secure the second point. After securing the second point, I decided to play this off angle, trying to go behind their team, give them a nice little surprise attack. However, our tank was already in this position, giving away my cover pretty quick, so I decided to just leave. After I try to shoot the far, of course. We go back to hanging out with the tank, trying to play behind his shield. I use my ult. Yeah, as I said, I'm not the best JunkRat player. That ult did absolutely nothing. I keep trying to take this point slow. I notice I'm half health. I'm trying to play it safe so I don't fall over. However, that doesn't last long as I'm hit by who knows what and I fall over, getting rid of JunkRat. However, now I'm on Mei. Mei is one of my favorite characters in the whole game, so this should be fun. We We managed to eliminate the ulting Pharah right off the bat. This is going to be one tough last point here. However, we managed to kind of have a good position. We're holding up the front line with our tank, trying to play in this forward position, since Mei is one of the tankier heroes. I almost fall over a few times, so I use my icicle to regain my health. I get a cool angle from the enemy's Mei. They allow me to shoot through it, getting some good damage. We end up getting the full elimination. I have my ult, I just go ahead and chuck it, even though we already won the round. Round 1 complete, and we're doing pretty good. I guess it's time to switch sides and make sure that they can't push as far as we did. Let's get it. At the beginning of the round, I'm setting up to get some early pressure by shooting off some shots into their spawn. I am not looking for any sort of elimination, but just to kind of poke them. I get a few poke damages off at the start of the round. Nothing too crazy. However, I realize I'm starting to get out of position. I pushed a little too far forward, which gets me into this 1v1 fight with their Mei. I grab a tiny health pack and we end up getting the elimination on the Mei. However, I panic because there's a Reaper behind and I wall off my whole team. They're now stuck in there. I decide to break my wall. I don't know if I saved the team or hindered them. I managed to stop the Reaper from shooting them from behind, but I did trap them in that hallway for a little bit. However, it looks like we seemed to recover from that situation. That could have gone poorly. I tried using my ult, but I got cut off by the random wall and the Mauga jumping on me. It was pretty unfortunate because now I'm set back down to 0 on my ult charge. This fight is lasting a long time. Remember that this clip is almost 2 times the speed of how it normally is. I missed a bunch of shots, and then I missed some more. But that's alright, we seem to be holding off this point pretty good. The Mauga jumps in and ults. This is the big turning point in the fight. I'm left low health. I decide to icicle, trying to regain my health. I try to wall him off, but I missed my wall and ended up falling over. And that was Mei. So now it's time to hop on Soldier 76. It starts off pretty good. We get an elimination on the Pharah with a little bit of help from our Kiriko. However, I noticed their tank trying to dive me, so I jump into this room with them, hoping to win this fight. He gets stuck in a corner and we get that elimination. As I'm picking my perk, I manage to get knocked over, and there goes Soldier 76. We're hopping over to Symetra, a turret-based character who is very defensive by setting up turrets, playing an off angle. However, I decide to play this point a little bit more aggressive, pushing forward. We managed to get some early eliminations, which gave us a good position. I set down some turrets, getting prepared for the next fight. The fight goes on for a long time. I decide to fast forward until the most intense part. However, nothing could have prepared me for what happens next. I teleport up to the high ground, trying to get a quick elimination on the Pharah. However, they see me, so I teleport down, luckily shooting a shot and eliminating the Reaper. I turn around and see a Kiriko and get the elimination on the Kiri. Remember that this clip is not sped up. This was real-time combat. I teleport up and try to hit a Pharah. I managed to get a hit on the Pharah, and then when I peek a corner, I unexpectedly see the Mauga. Even though we just eliminated him shortly before this interaction, he chases me into a room, and I try to escape, seeing their whole entire team on the other side of the teleport. I decide to teleport back, where Life Gripper grips me into a better position. The Mauga pushes forward. We somehow manage to get an elimination on them. I don't have much time to think, so I decide to teleport behind their enemy team. I teleport behind the Kiriko and manage to get a quick elimination on Kiri, and then trapping the Reaper inside of a room using perfectly placed turrets. I look up trying to scare the Pharah away so they can't touch the point in these remaining few seconds. I decide to teleport up the chase, however we ended up securing the victory. Like and subscribe for more.